Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Thursday, 28th of November, 2024. So the synoptic situation then, this was as of midnight last night. That low pressure that gave us all the bad weather yesterday has now shifted across to north side of Europe. There's a very, very deep low pressure out in the Middle Atlantic again, but that's been held back by the high pressure, which is sort of sat over the UK at the moment. So it's going to be a very, very nice day for us today. There's a small, if I run this forward to midday, there is some cloud that's associated with this low pressure that is going to hit the western part of the UK today, but I think we're going to be in a really, really pleasant area for the day. So if you look at cloud, you can see the this deep low that we had yesterday over to the it's over Scandinavia way now. We're sat underneath this high pressure, and this next frontal system is winding its way up to the west. There is some cloud associated with that, but that may just give us a little bit of top cover later on today. But otherwise, we're not going to be affected. It's going to be a very pleasant day. Rain, so there is some rainfall associated with that frontal system way out to the west, but certainly over the next few hours here, we've got a lovely dry day. And if I look for the Met Office predicted rainfall forecast, you can see this rain is a lot heavier out to the south of Ireland now. We're nice and clear through us. Some dregs of the frontal system yesterday. But if I run this through the day, we can see that it fades or fizzles down a little bit as it gets towards the UK. But for as far as we're concerned, in daylight hours, we're not going to have any rain at all over us. Spot winds are giving us southeasterly winds today, a height 20 knots thereabouts. And if I look at windy on the ground, it's giving me about 5 knots northeasterly at the moment, but that is going to increase to according to this, it's going to go around to the east and decrease actually. But my understanding is that's going to increase to about 10 knots this afternoon. Okay, Odium are giving us 1 knot variable at the moment, freezing fog, and between 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock, fizz increasing to 10k. And it's telling us some low clouds at 300 feet. I don't know where it's getting that from. And Farnborough is giving a similar thing, 3 knots variable, a few clouds at 200 with mist and fog at first, and with freezing fog, but from about 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock, 10 knots from the east, is 10k or more, and it's going to be quite pleasant. Local forecasts are giving us sunshine throughout our flying day, and the winds are going to be east southeast 5 knots or thereabouts. Gusts of 10 at say, very very good visibility. But just note the temperature, please. It's going to be pretty cold out there, right? So make sure you're dressed accordingly. GFS is giving us a max temperature today of 5 degrees with a dew point down at 1. And this is a view outside the window at 7. So I've run that forward now. Not a lot of change, a bit of frost on the ground. This upper cloud may be associated with that frontal system coming in from the west. I think it's probably a bit too far ahead of it at the moment. So I'm not quite sure what producing that at the moment, but it's going to be fine. We're not going to have any rain. And temperature at the moment is 1 degrees with a dew point at minus 0.5. And you can see the temperatures are very slowly starting to increase. Okay, significant weather. If I run this through, it's 9 o'clock, and all this low cloud and mist is basically cleared by now. And it's going to be a very, very pleasant afternoon. And obviously, you can see all this crud associated with that occluded front. Skyside is giving us a bit of mist on the ground initially, clearing for a lovely afternoon. Winds between 3 knots, about 0.80 thereabouts. And interestingly enough, their cloud depth is saying we're going to get this lower cloud a lot longer. We sort of cleared it already, so if you look at that cloud cover, very, very thin stuff on the ground. It's actually below us because we're at 600 feet. So there may be some mist in the valleys, but we are actually perfectly clear where we are now. NOTAMs wise, 14 is Goodwood. They've got change of hours today. That's from 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock. 16 multiple paragliders down at Whitewall, which is south of here, obviously surface to 2,900 feet. I don't think they're going to get that high. There'll be no wind today. 22 is the Barton Stacey range is open. 24, there's some evening flares at Aldershot, and 26 is Ash Ranges, danger area 132, activated surface to 1100 feet. So if we run us through the airfield setup for today, another quick reminder, please, about SPLs. Everyone's been very good. I think Ron had about 6 people the other day come through for his signature. So please carry on with that. Cross section is showing this lower fog. Bearing in mind this is for Odium, we are a couple of 100 foot higher than Odium, and I think that's disappeared. So we're not going to get that today. Otherwise, beautiful clear day. Very, very light winds from the east. Fog is a warning for first thing. Yeah, otherwise it looks really nice. Freezing level up at about 4,500 feet. There was notification of a couple of jet departures today. I haven't seen any confirmed flight plans as of yet, so we may get one a bit later, but we'll need to set up, presuming that's not going to happen. There'll be light easterly winds throughout the day, mist at first, clearing quickly, and to become a glorious day. We're going to set up on 09, a wet operation, so it'll be taken off on the runway. We may need to land behind the launch point vehicle or on the south side. When I get the launch point vehicle out there, I shall walk that grass and see what it's like. Careful with the wheel brake, of course. We don't want to dig the ruts like we did last year. We've got 4K21s, 3K13s available. 1K21 was booked with Chris Marin for his 5-year refresher training all day. 2K21s on the booking system, Alan Melmore and John Simmons. 2K13s on the booking system as well. Dave Williams have got a spinning flight this afternoon. Ken Moore and Viv are going to share K13 as well. So I think we're going to need 3K21s, 2K13s out initially, and the single seaters as required and as booked. We do have a trial flight today. I shall let Terry Dunford decide what he wants to use, but a remaining gliders on the casual list. Terry, it's amazing that trial flight. So wet field operation. Glass is very, very wet on the very south side of the airfield. Watch out for the misting canopies and the setting sun later. Sunset today, 2 minutes past 4. Reminder about the buggies, please, and the simulators available, but hopefully we'll be flying the real thing today. So there's a flying list. Al Melmore's got Viv Dutton in the morning and Francis in the afternoon. Dave Williams is doing spinning with Paul Lee later, and John Simmons got Craig Morris in the morning. Trial lessons, K13 or K21, depending on what Terry wants. And this K21 all day for for Chris Marin, and casual list down the bottom, the people that are down there. Okay, so we will set up on 09. I'll move the launch point a bit further forward into the field today, just in case we do have to land behind instead of on the south side. The north side grass, I think it's going to be absolutely fine. It's very, very wet on the south side, so we'll set up the winds at the usual at the eastern end, and we'll hopefully have a very, very pleasant day without any jet movement interruptions. Right, I'm going to go and walk out now, get the launch point vehicle out. I shall see you out on the airfield shortly. Bye.